welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be ranking the Premier League away fans for the 2021 season. Right, so I've got a list of all the categories that I'll be putting them in, from elite to awful, which includes elite, very good, average, poor and awful. So the first team up is Brighton and Hove Albion. In my opinion, their away fans are decent, different story compared to their home fans. Realistically, in my opinion, there's nothing much to really talk about with Brighton. They're not an elite fan base away from home, but they're also not an awful one. I'd probably put them in average because when they go away, I've seen the videos of when they went away to Crystal Palace and Arsenal and stuff. They were quite loud then, and quite loud at Chelsea, but not like very, very loud. So I'd put them in average. Right, now moving on to Burnley. Personally, I think Burnley's away support's pretty dreadful, to be honest. They never really sing much, they don't take loads of numbers. There's nothing special, to be honest. I think they're pretty dreadful when they came to Chelsea this season as well. And I'm not sure, I think they're one of the teams that actually sit down away as well. I don't really like that at all. If you sit down away, not really a good fan base, just in that reason, to be honest as well. But yeah, I'd probably just stick them in awful, to be honest. Right, now moving on to West Ham United. In my opinion, West Ham away fans are just absolute quality, to be honest. Completely different to their home fans now at the London Stadium. But yeah, they always really loud when they come to Chelsea. Really loud, take numbers wherever they go. It's one of the loudest fan bases, to be honest, probably in the Premier League, away from home. I don't have to put them in elite, to be honest. So yeah, they're the first club going in elite. Right, now moving on to Crystal Palace and the team that have the ultra section at home and stuff. But away, I just think they're like basically like any other team realistically. They're not as good as the likes of West Ham and some other teams, but they're certainly not dreadful, so I'd probably just put them in very good, to be honest. Now moving on to Southampton. In my opinion, they only really sing like one song all the time. I know their away fans are actually quite decent when they play in the Europa League, quite a few years ago now, I think. But yeah, they're just nothing special really. They're just alright, like not as bad as like the Burnley in my opinion, but it's nothing special. I'd probably have to put them in poor. Yeah, I think that's probably fair, to be honest. Right, now moving on to Fulham. So Fulham just came up from the Championship last season by winning the playoffs against Brentford. I can't really remember much about Fulham's support away from home because we last played the season when they lost in the Premier League, but I just don't think they're anything special, to be honest. I'm not going to say that sound like I know loads about a fan base. I'm not going to say like I know loads about their fan base, but I just put them in poor, to be honest. If you disagree with me and you think they should be higher or something, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm going to put them in poor probably. Right, now moving on to Arsenal. In my opinion, Arsenal's away fans are completely different to the home fans. They're not like elite level or anything, but they're also not dreadful. They're quite decent, to be honest. Like average away support, like bring numbers and stuff. They're a big club, so they should bring numbers realistically. They're decently loud. I'd probably just put them in average with Brighton as well, to be honest. Now moving on to Aston Villa. In my opinion, I've got to go straight in elite personally. I don't think there's many other fans up there on that level with the likes of Aston Villa. Wherever they go, they always take loads of numbers. They take pyros with them to set off, and they're always very loud wherever they go as well. Just in my opinion, 100% of elite atmosphere. One of the best in the Premier League, 100%. Yeah, not much else to really say about them, just 100% elite. Yeah, moving on to the next one. So next up I've got Leicester. When Leicester won the Premier League in the 2015-16 season, I believe their fans were a lot better than they were now, which is the same as all clubs really. When you start winning stuff, your fans get worse because you get like more tourists come in and stuff. Back then I probably would have put them higher up than I am now, but they sit down away as well, I think, and they're just nothing special. I'll probably just have to put them in poor, to be honest. Right, now moving on to Wolves. Last season I made a video for the ranking last season's fans. I did it overall, I didn't do home and away. I think I put Wolves in 9th or something, 9th best. But personally, I'd probably change that now, thinking about it. I had some comments saying probably change that as well. When it was Chelsea versus Wolves at Molyneux this season, the Wolves fans didn't really say anything at all all game, but that was because they lost 5-2 I think in the end. I feel when I ranked the fans last season, I judged it too much on that one game realistically. I'd probably give them a higher rating and probably put them in very good now, because the away fans have always been very good and the home fans are good most of the time, just not when they're losing like 5-2 and stuff like against Chelsea. But they're not elite in my opinion, but yeah, very good. Now moving on to Sheffield United. When Sheffield United came to Stamford Bridge this season, I think the game was 2-2. When Sheffield United made it 2-1, the limbs in the away end were really good, and especially when they made it 2-2, their fans is very good away. Some of the best in the country in my opinion. Very loud, always very passionate about their club, bring numbers and everything. In my opinion, there's no doubt about that they have scored elite alongside West Ham and Aston Villa. Right, now moving on to my club, Chelsea. In my opinion, Chelsea's away fans are very different to their home fans. At home games, I feel Chelsea's support is pretty dreadful most of the time, except for when we're playing like the big teams and derby games and stuff like that. But away, our fans are very different. Our fans are very good. They're not, in my opinion, elite like some of the other teams, but they are certainly very good. I know a lot of rival fans think our fans are dreadful away as well, but in my opinion, we're very good. So I'll probably just put them in very good, like I just said anyway. We also have a large chance we sing away. Everybody just thinks we always sing Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. All the time, but realistically we sing other songs as well. Yeah, good support in my opinion. Right, now moving on to Leeds United. I believe the Leeds also are very very good fans and would have to put them in elite with the other three teams. So yeah, Leeds' fans always take numbers away and they always provide a good atmosphere in the South Stand and stuff, at home at Ellen Road, and away they're just incredible to be honest. And there's always a saying, Leeds will took more, and I remember when Leeds took, I think it was like 6,000, 5,000, 7,000, I can't remember how much it was, to Middlesbrough on a Tuesday night, which is just crazy to be honest, for a club in the Championship like that. But yeah, they always sell out, always have brilliant fans. Yeah, incredible fans to be honest, elite 100%. Right, now moving on to Liverpool. In my opinion, their fans are just alright, like, they're nothing special. They might be really good for like the big games and stuff, but against Chelsea, they're nothing special at all really. When we played them this season, we beat them 2-1 I think it was. They were loud when they went 2-0 up and stuff, but then when Chelsea scored and were looking dangerous, they didn't really say a word until like the 90th minute, and they didn't really say a word this season when we beat them 2-0 in the cup as well. I think it was the score. Just don't think their fans are that special to be honest. I know a lot of people probably think they have the best fans in England and stuff like that, but just nothing special. Just put them in average, I would, to be honest. Right, now moving on to Man City. In my opinion, Man City away fans are actually quite decent. I know a lot of people say that their fans are dreadful and stuff, they're all plastics, but personally I think their home fans are decent as well. I'm just saying what I've seen from against Chelsea in the times I've been away to the Etihad. Maybe it's very different against like the teams like Aston Villa or your Burnleys and Southampton and stuff like that. But whenever they play Chelsea, they're always quite loud to be honest, either side of the away section. And away from home, they're always very loud with Chelsea to be honest. They're not like the best like away fans, but they are very good in my opinion. So yeah, I put City in very good. Right, so I just did Man City, one Manchester club. Now moving on to Man United, the other Manchester club. In my opinion, this is one of the biggest differences in home fans to away fans in the Premier League. I think Man United's away fans are some of the best in the country. Man United's home fans are some of the worst in the country. just diabolical, to be honest. Don't say a word. When they were winning 4-0 this season, some of the worst in England, to be honest. Well, maybe not England, but in the Premier League anyway. But their away fans are really good. I remember a few seasons ago when Kante scored that goal to win 1-0 in the FA Cup or one of the cup games, and United fans were singing for the whole game non-stop. I think they brought 6,000 Stamford Bridge. It wasn't quiet for 1 minute of the game, and after the game, once they had lost, they were still singing. And this season, when they won, for the, I think it was 2 games at home this season was played, and they won them both, and they were loud throughout the whole game, both of them times, to be honest, in the cup and in the league match. And they also have loads of chants, they always sing, they don't just sing one song or anything. So yeah, very good fans in my opinion. I'd have to put them in elite with the other teams. Right, now moving on to West Brom. So West Brom, they just came up from the Championship last season. I'm not going to say I know loads about their fan base, but I'd probably just have to put them in maybe average, because I don't really know much about their fans. I don't want to put them in elite when they might not be very good, or put them in awful. I know they're not an awful fan base anyway, but just to be fair, I'm probably going to put them in average. I don't know much about them. Let me know what you think in the comments about West Brom fans. Are they good or bad? What do you think? Right, now moving on to Newcastle United. In my opinion, Newcastle's home fans and away fans are another team. They're very different. When I went to Newcastle away this season, St James's Park, they didn't really say anything all game. They were very quiet. They sang a bit after they won the game, because they won the game 1-0. They were singing a bit then. But when they came to Stamford Bridge, they were very loud. They were always very loud away. And I remember in the cup when they took, I don't know how many thousand it was, to West Brom in the week, I think it was. They were singing for the whole game. They had good limbs when they scored, and they just really have good fans, to be honest with you. I probably have to put them in elite again. I know I've had quite a lot of teams in elite, but their fans really do deserve it away from home. Maybe not at home, but this is just an away fans video. So yeah, I'd have to put them in elite personally. Right, so only 2 teams left now, Tottenham and Everton. So I'm going to do Tottenham first. Personally, I think Tottenham's fans away from home are just okay, like, they're decent. They're not on the same levels like United, but they're not terrible by any means. I don't really know much about their fan base or anything, but I know that when I've seen their games, when they hit Chelsea and stuff, they're just alright. Like, I don't really know if they have loads of chance or anything. I know they have a few decent ones and stuff. Yeah, I just have to put them in average, to be honest. They're just alright, like. Right, so one club left now, Everton. In my opinion, their home fans are, like, pretty dreadful, but their away fans are just, like, okay. I don't really know much about them again, but like, they're far from an elite fan base, in my opinion, away from home. I'd probably just put them in poor. Tell me what you think about that down below, where you'd put them. They're just not, in my opinion, not the best of fans. Yeah, just not the best, in my opinion. Right, so that's 20 teams ranked from elite to awful. I'll say my opinion on who's got the best fans in elite and like who's got the worst in awful and stuff, you get what I mean. You'll see what I mean in a minute now if you don't anyway. So in elite we've got West Ham, Aston Villa, Sheffield United, Leeds, Man United and Newcastle. In my opinion, the best in elite is probably Aston Villa, just in front of Leeds. They're all elite in my opinion, 100%, but Aston Villa just slightly better than the other teams. Right, so in very good I've got Wolves, Crystal Palace, Chelsea and Man City. In my opinion, the best is probably either between Wolves and Crystal Palace. I might say Wolves, but very similar in my opinion. Yeah, but they're all very good away fans. But probably just Wolves slightly edge it over Crystal Palace in my opinion. Right, so in average we've got Brighton, Arsenal, Liverpool, West Brom and Tottenham. So probably in my opinion the best fans could be West Brom. I don't know much about West Brom, like I said. If not West Brom, would probably be Tottenham. None of the others as good as Tottenham in my opinion, but they're all on the same level, average really. Right, so in poor I've got Southampton, Fulham, Leicester and Everton. The best in poor is probably between Leicester and Southampton. I would maybe say Leicester edge over Southampton. I can't remember if Southampton sit down away. If they stand up away, I'll probably say they're slightly better. But Leicester do take more numbers away, I believe. But don't know, they're both just similar in my opinion. Probably say Leicester, but yeah, they're all poor in my opinion. So then I've only got one team in awful, and that is Burnley. So yeah, I can't really say much about Burnley. Right, so that will be the end of the video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you're new. It'd be much appreciated. And hope you enjoyed the video anyway, and I'll see you next time. Bye.